Go ahead and begin this lesson, by opening up save4pdf.ai. Another year down the tubes for good old James. James's birthday parties are legendary. He has over 150 people that come to these things. I have a really good time, I think, but I don't really remember all of it. But, that's besides the point. You have been commissioned to make the invitation for all these people. So you go into Adobe Illustrator, and that's pretty smart, and you make this. Another year down the tubes, James having another B-day, when, where, time, etc., etc. Make it a little cute, put the little skeleton guy on there, and what do you do with it now? Well, you could snail mail it, put it in an envelope and lick a stamp, which I don't think you're going to do. This is the 21st century. We need to go electronic. Obviously, we're going to email it. We have everybody's email address. But how do we go about that? Well, we could put it into Save for Web, and we could convert it into a GIF, and then we could include it in the body of the document. I don't think so. I want to make it as a PDF. Besides, since that's what this lesson is about, it makes sense. I want to save it as a PDF and give it to people as an attachment. So how do we go about that? Go up to the word File on the pull-down menu and go down to Save. Now I'm going to do a Save As because I've already saved this once. And I'm going to change from AI into Adobe PDF. Go ahead and click Save. Make sure you like the name up there too and where you're putting it. The PDF format is awesome. It's been around for a long time. Years ago, operating systems determined communication. For example, Radio Shack alone had 2 or 3 operating systems. All these systems would not communicate with each other. Adobe stepped in and says, we'll make something that will allow you to put something together like a simple document, or as it grew, actually just about anything. We could put animation in this and it would work. But they put that together. They won the war. It is our standard between operating systems if you want something and you want to make sure somebody else gets it. Now, this is not a class on PDFs. That's actually a whole lesson series on its own. But the good news about Adobe Illustrator is it has a lot of presets here that can really help you out. Now, for example, if we look at some of the stuff over here, this is general. Preserving Illustrator editing capabilities is something we probably don't need. Now, here's what I would do just kind of as a word of caution. I would save it first as an AI, so I have the original, and then I would save a copy as the PDF, which makes sense. If there's any editing to be done to it, I would rather go back to the original AI, do the editing, and then save a copy as a PDF. That's how I would do that. So I wouldn't need that on. They're not going to re-edit this, so I would turn that off. Do you want thumbnails? Now, if you're familiar with a PDF, they have those thumbnails on the left-hand side you can click on to edit or to go to those places. I don't want those on either because I don't need them. It's only one page. I do want it optimized for fast web view. I don't want to view it after I save it. That's fine. You could turn that on. And you want to create layers out of the top level layers. Now, this only has one layer in it. I don't need that on either. Turning these on and off the way I have is actually going to make it a little bit smaller. Now, if you get to things like compression, this is where you can spend a lot of time and spend hours understanding exactly what to do here. We're not going to worry about that. We don't need any marks or bleeds. Unless you're doing something, say, for a markup to a 4-color press or something, you wouldn't need those. Your output here, again, we're not going to worry about any of these. We're going to use a default. You have some advanced settings. Here's security. Now, in this case, we're not going to use it, obviously. But you could require a password to open the document. You could use a password to restrict certain editing if you want to do that too. Up to you. And you have a summary right here. Let's go back to general. In general, we're happy with what we did here, but maybe not. Maybe we'd like to try something else. If you click this button right here, these are the presets for Adobe Illustrator. You have high quality print. Well, this basically means save it in a way that I can print it on a high quality inkjet printer, laser, something like that. These right here are used a lot with presses. This is a generic 4-color press one. Here's smallest file size. You say, well, you know what? I think I clicked the right buttons over there. I've got it optimized, etc. But this one here is specifically designed to crunch this thing down and make it small so it loads fast. Maybe I should try that one. So you turn that one on by clicking it. And if you notice, basically it did what we did. It optimized for fast web view here. If we save it, you can now use this as an attachment to an email and have one big great party. Saving documents as PDFs, to me, is a nice advantage because not everybody has obviously Adobe Illustrator, and this gives us a general way to show anything we want to anybody regardless of their operating systems. On to the next.